Today we're reading In the Beginning. Do y'all remember this book? Kind of? Alright, well today we're going to read it all the way through. Here we go. In the beginning, before time began, there was nothing. Nothing to see. Everyone close your eyes. Nothing to hear. Cover your ears. Nothing to touch or smell. Pinch your nose. Josiah's got his whole face covered. There was only silence. Shh. God moved alone through the inky darkness. Do you know what inky darkness is?
No.
No? I think it means just really, really, really dark. So you can't see anything at all.
Like black ink when you cover something with your pen or your marker.
Yeah. Okay. Then...
My black markers mostly don't show.
Then God created the heavens and the earth was covered by water. Let there be light, God said. It was faint at first, a flicker in the darkness that grew and grew. What does faint mean? You know, Caleb?
I'm not sure.
Let's guess. If the light in the darkness was growing brighter and brighter, what could it have started as?
What did it start as? Maybe hard to see.
Yeah.
Not very bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Faint means not very bright, right? And then it grew brighter and brighter. It became a glowing ball that pushed the gloom aside. Soft and yellow, then red, pink, and dazzling gold. Ooh. God delighted in its loveliness. The changing light seemed to have a life of its own, and God called it day. What did he call it? Day. When the light faded into darkness, he named it night. So when there's light, we have what?
Night.
When there's light, we have day. Yes. And when there's darkness, we have?
Night.
Good. It was the very first day of the world. On the second day, when the light came back, God made the sky. It was a soft, bright blue, and it hung over the earth like a canopy. What's a canopy? Any guesses?
Looks like this.
Cans of peas.
It goes over your head like
it's
this.
like a covering.
Be like when you're in a tent. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a
Cans
tent.
of
Something to cover you, right? Something to go over your head.
So a can of peas.
Yes, a can of peas on your head. On the third day of the world, God drew back the choppy waters so that solid ground appeared. The great pools of water, blue like the sky and shimmering in the light, he named seas. He called, what's another word for seas that we also say? Big bodies of water.
Water.
Oceans.
The ocean,
Stars.
right. Yep, he made the oceans and the seas. He called the big muddy areas of ground land. The land was flat and bare, so God shaped it into mountains, plains, and deep valleys. Can you imagine all those things? You have the high mountains, and you have the flat plains, that's just like big fields, right? And you have the deep valleys. So if you're high on the mountain and you come down and there's a deep valley, and then you can go flat on the plains. Under his guiding hand, greenery, everything green, covered the earth. Grasses and plants of every size, shape, and color took root. Sweet-smelling flowers blossomed, sticky buds opened, and vines coiled upwards. It's a lot of things. Can you imagine that? See, here's some vines. Can you see these vines here on the tree? Bring them real close. There they are climbing. Oh, Micah just took a trip to San Francisco. Here's some gardens and flowers. So beautiful. Trees sprang from the ground, their branches reaching for the sky, growing tall and heavy with fruit. The earth had become lush and green and brimmed with plant life. Okay, we're on the 4th day. Do you know what happens on the 4th day? What does it look like?
No one knows.
Oh, no one knows. Okay, well, let's find out. On the 4th day, God said, "Let there be signs to mark the day and night." So we have day when there's lightness, and we have night when there's darkness, but there weren't necessarily the sun or the moon yet, right? So now we might see those things. He made the fiery sun to show the day, and the gentle moon to shine at night. During the day, the moon hid in the shadows. At night, the sun turned its golden face away, while the moon cast its silvery beams over the land. God also brightened the night sky with millions upon millions of tiny glittering stars. What are millions? It's a million, you know? A lot. And this says millions upon millions, which means like million times a million, right? So as many millions as you can even imagine and more.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. He felt pleased with the beautiful world he had created. God's new world was a peaceful land filled with flowers, trees, and rushing rivers. But there were no birds to perch in the trees. There were no bees to buzz from flower to flower, nor fish to leap through the waves. The only sounds were the whisper of the wind among the leaves and the waves lapping the shores. Have you ever heard the ocean when the waves land on the shore? Can you imagine that sound? But then, if you go into the ocean, there were no fish in there. And if you looked up in the sky, which we said was a beautiful blue, right? There were no birds. Nothing. That's kind of weird, isn't it? So, on the 5th day, God filled the waters with living creatures. Suddenly, the sea teemed with fish. What's teemed? This is a teemed.
Teeth.
Teeth? No. How many
There's no birds like in this picture.
There's no birds. We're making the fish right now.
What's a team? Are you on any teams? Did God just put one fish in the ocean or a bunch?
A bunch.
A bunch. Right. So the sea teemed with fish means that there were a lot of fish. Cool. He made whales that sent great plumes of spray high up into the sky. Remember when whales have water that comes out of their back almost? That's what that means, their spray. And dolphins that leaped playfully in and out of the waves. He made jellyfish that shimmered like moonlight, shellfish that sparkled like precious stones, like diamonds maybe, or rubies, and tiny crabs that waved their claws on the golden sands. Can you see the crabs? There they are.
You don't like crabs, do you?
They pinch and hurt. Ouch! I can't turn this page. Here we go. Let's find out what happened next. Then God said, "Let there be creatures of the air that will fill the sky with life." There began a great fluttering of feathers and flapping of wings, and a cloud of birds and insects of all shapes and sizes rose into the sky. Wow, look at all those birds. So many different colors. Isn't that pretty? There began...
So many birds.
What?
So many birds.
So many birds, I know. Tiny chirruping sparrows mingled with colorful parakeets and silent gliding hawks. The sky was alive with color and sound as the twittering birds, tweet, 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 found shelter among the trees and bushes, discovered fruit, and washed their feathers in the bright streams. Their happy songs filled God's ears, and he blessed them. Can you imagine that? All of the many birds, all different colors, all chirping and tweeting their songs? That would sound really nice, don't you think? On this,
Then it would be like summer.
it would be like summer, yeah. God made summer first. On the 6th day of the world, God said, "Now let there be creatures on the land." And the earth began to shake with the thunder of 1,000 feet. Oh, it's like a giant earthquake because all of the animals are running. That'd be kind of scary, I think. What do you think?
That'd be scary or cool.
Would it be scary to have all those animals running at the same time? What do you think, Josiah?
Not sure. Let's keep going. The world hummed with voices large and small, jostling to be heard. Regal lions. What do regal lions mean? What is regal? Do you know? What is that really famous movie about lions?
Your favorite.
I didn't watch a movie about lions.
With Simba and Nala and Mufasa. What's it called?
What movie?
Lion King. Lion King.
King, right? Do we think that lions sometimes are kind of like kings?
Mm-hmm.
That's what regal means. Regal means royal or like a king. Regal lions prowled beside mighty elephants and rhinos. What, Micah?
It keeps muting me.
I know.
keep muting you because you're being very noisy, so others can't hear the story. That's why I'm muting you. When you move around the house and people are talking, that means that no one else can hear Miss Erin's story. That's why.
But you can mute each other?
I can. If anyone is being very distracting, I can mute you.
Okay, you ready, Micah?
Just Miss Stephanie can.
Yeah. Here we go. So we have our kingly lions prowled beside mighty elephants and rhinos. Monkeys swung through the trees, cackling to each other, and bears lumbered through the undergrowth. They moved really slow. Fierce animals paced side by side with the gentlest of God's creatures. Right now, if you had a lion and a deer in the same field, what would happen? Would they be friends?
Would lions and deers be friends?
No.
No.
No. Caleb, what would the lion do?
What would he do? Do you think he would chase the deer?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Probably chase the deer, right? They wouldn't be
Or
friends.
eat the deer.
But yeah, he might eat the deer.
Mm-hmm.
Way back when God created the world, lions and deer and sheep were all friends, and they didn't chase each other. Everyone, from the tiny shrews to the tall giraffes, was looking for a new home. Some liked the cool of the snowy mountains, and some preferred the heat of the rainforests. Snakes slithered into the jungles, crocodiles hid in rivers, and squirrels climbed tall trees. The world pulsed with life. God looked around and was happy with what he saw, but something was missing. Do you know what was missing? What haven't we made yet?
Adam and Eve.
What?
Adam and Eve.
Yeah, Adam and Eve. Do you think they're next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Micah
That's
heard
good
this
guess.
story before.
Who will care for all?
I've heard this story before.
Is your dad a pastor? Who will care for all the animals? God asked himself. He took handfuls of earth and shaped 2 creatures who looked like him. So, have you ever made something with clay or with Play-Doh?
Have you ever done anything with Play-Doh?
I never played. Yes.
Yeah.
What did you make?
I made a playground.
Wow.
Your playground.
What'd you make, Caleb?
You remember one time we had foil and we were using it like Play-Doh with Holly, our dog,
Yeah.
at the art museum? Remember that?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of like with Play-Doh.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's kind of what this is saying. This is what God did. He took handfuls of earth or like mud or clay, kind of, and he made a human. Okay? He called them man and woman. And what are their names?
Man and woman.
Man and woman.
What are their names?
Adam and Eve. Good. As God poured his breath into them, the man and woman began to move. So when he made them first, they weren't moving, right? They were just like your little clay or Play-Doh people. But then he breathed into them. He gave them his breath so that they could become alive. They opened their eyes and stared around them in wonder. Slowly, they stretched their arms and their legs and rose to their feet. They stood up. They stood in front of God, holding hands, as beautiful and innocent as the new world. God blessed them and named the man Adam and the woman Eve. Your job is to look after the wonders I have created, he said. What are the wonders that he's talking about?
I don't know.
Just
What are all the things that God just made? Remember here? What did he make?
He made the world.
Right.
Made the animals.
He made the world.
fish.
He made the world. That's right.
He made all the world. And so here he says, care for all the animals and all the world, right? And then he made Adam and Eve. So their job is to look after, to take care of all of the things that he created, right? All the animals, all the plants. You will rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and every creature on the earth. You will have fruit to eat and water to drink. I want you to enjoy your life here. And there they are, enjoying their life. God's work was done. The world was every bit as beautiful as he had imagined. It was the 7th day, and God rested. He had done a lot of work, huh? God was tired after making all those things, so he decided to take a little break. Next, God made a beautiful garden for Adam and Eve and named it Eden. There were flowers and trees full of delicious fruit to eat and velvet soft grass to lie on. A sparkling stream gave Adam and Eve clean water to drink. There was a huge tree in the middle of the garden. Its branches reached into the sky like upstretched arms. Can you show me upstretched arms? Do you know what that means? Yep, go ahead, Josiah. I saw you go stretch them up high. There you go.
I
There's
gotta turn on the lights.
And God named it the tree of knowledge. What's knowledge?
It's knowledge. Things you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things you can know. You can pick fruit from any tree in the garden except the tree of knowledge, God told Adam and Eve. If you eat from the tree, you will die. Adam and Eve listened to everything God told them. They had all that they needed and they were happy. They cared for the animals and the garden, just as God had told them. One day, Eve was picking berries near the tree of knowledge when she heard rustling in the leaves of the tree. Can you make a rustling sound? Do you know what that is? Like a snake was watching her, its tongue flicking in and out.
That's good.
Smell the sweet fruit, the snake hissed. Try it. Taste it. No, Eve replied. God has told us we must not eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge, or we will die. The snake shook its head. It would make you as wise as God, it said. Just one bite would make you a goddess. The snake's words made Eve long to try it. Slowly, she picked a rosy apple and drew it toward her. It smelled sweet and delicious. Her heart thumped with fear and excitement. Have you ever gotten really excited or really nervous and your heart starts to beat really hard? You feel it?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, well, that's what happened to Eve. She was kind of afraid and nervous, but also excited. She thought this apple was going to taste really yummy. Eve could not resist. She took a tiny bite of the apple. Was she supposed to take a bite of the apple?
No.
Why not? Why was
Because she would die.
Yeah, because God said that she would die.
Who-
Good.
Who told her not to do it?
God.
Good. Adam saw her, and although he knew that it was wrong, he burned with curiosity. What does that mean? He burned with curiosity. If you saw Eve eating the apple, what would you be thinking?
I don't know.
What do you think Adam is thinking?
I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think that he kind of wonders what that apple tastes like?
Yeah.
Yes. He's curious, right?
Yeah.
My curious George.
Like, it looks kind of yummy. I don't know. Maybe I want to try it too. So, Eve handed him the apple and he tried it. Smiling, the snake slithered away. God knew at once what Adam and Eve had done. He was upset and angry. You must leave Eden, God told them. From now on, the lives of humankind, or all of humans, right, will be full of trouble and worry. Now that you have eaten from the tree of knowledge, your bodies will eventually die. But I will find a way to save you. Adam and Eve shivered as the gates of Eden clanged shut behind them. That's the sound that the gate made, right? Clang. Greed had taken them from a place of gentle breezes to a cruel world. What is greed?
Do you know what word is? It's a big word.
It's a hard word.
I don't know.
Well,
Selfish.
we know that they weren't supposed to eat the apple, right? God had told them not to. But they really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I eat something or take something that's more than I'm supposed to, right? I had all of these cookies in front of me. Let's say I have 12 cookies to eat, right? And I eat my 12 cookies because Adam and Eve, it says they were happy, right? They had this beautiful garden. They were taking care of all the animals. They were full. They were, just having a wonderful time together. So they had a whole plate of cookies to themselves, right? And they ate all of their cookies, and then they saw another cookie over there, and they said, I want that cookie too, right? But did they need that cookie?
No.
No, they already ate 12 cookies. That's a lot of cookies, right? So
Yeah.
it is greed for them to want more cookies when they already had a lot of cookies. Okay? Does that make sense?
It's a new word.
Yeah.
Okay. So greed, or the fact that they wanted more than what they already had and that was enough, was the reason that they weren't allowed to be in the Garden of Eden anymore. But God, who loves his people, gave Adam and Eve something very special. He gave them hope. So what's hope? Any ideas? Adam and Eve are feeling very sad right now because they aren't in the Garden of Eden anymore and they did a bad thing, right? They're greedy. But God loves them, so he gives them hope.
What do you think that might mean? Don't know.
No one knows.
Well, it sounds to me like it's something that would make them feel better, right? I know that you're sad because you got in trouble for eating the last cookie. And you shouldn't have had the last cookie, so you still need to be punished. But I want to tell you that one day things will be better. So I'm going to give you hope, right? That one day you'll feel better. I promise. And does that make you feel better?
Yes.
Perhaps one day, he told them, humankind, or all humans, might yet return to the beautiful Garden of Eden and to the love of God. So maybe one day they'll get to go back again. Okay, that's their hope. And that is the end. Here we just have a nice picture of all of our animals. All right. Thanks for listening.
All right, guys. Do you remember when, about a year ago, do you guys remember all the colors that we did with our stories? Do you remember all the different colors that we saw in the Bible? No? Okay, well, we'll start fresh. What color is this? Can you see that? What color is that?
Yellow.
Yellow, yes. So yellow is our first color in the Bible. Yellow is like heaven, like sunshine, happiness. just the way God made it to be. When God made everything in the world, he made it perfect, right? You guys remember that from the story?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, God made everything exactly the way that he wanted it. Hey, here's our memory verse. In the beginning, God made everything and it was very, very good. Here's the first part. In the beginning, can you use your hand like you're pointing to a long time ago? In the beginning, not forwards, we're going backwards, a long time ago. In the beginning, God made everything.
Including
And it was
this
very,
person.
very good. Can you guys do that?
Good.
In the beginning,
In the beginning,
God
God
made
made
everything,
everything.
and it was very, very good.
There was very, very deep.
Yes, well, Josiah knows it was extra good. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly the way God wanted it to be. Does anyone want to show everyone else?
You want to try it by yourself? Could mommy do it with you? Together? Anna, do you know it? Do you want to try it with us? Oh, okay. Maybe if someone else goes first.
Someone else want to go first? Micah, do you want to show us?
You
Where
ready?
did Jordan go? I saw Jordan, Micah. Why don't you and Jordan do it together?
Here you go.
Okay. But I forget quickly.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you
here,
want us to
let's
say
do it
it
one more
with you?
time.
Okay, we'll say it with you and you do the hand motions, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
But first, let me get over there.
Okay, let's practice one more time before Micah does it. Are you guys ready? In the beginning, God made everything, and it was very, very good.
It's very, very good.
Look at all those thumbs in Caleb's video. Yes, Josiah, that's an awesome face. Okay, Micah, are you guys ready?
Okay. He's playing Minecraft.
It's making me think.
Okay. Well, we get him later. Okay, this video stopped. Okay, is someone else gonna?
Here, let's do it.
Okay,
You
there's next.
Okay, you ready? In the beginning, you say it with me. In the beginning, God made everything, and it was very, very good. Good job.
Good job, guys. Does
Awesome.
anyone else want to show us? Micah, do you
Josiah,
wanna
I
do-
bet you could do it.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Beginning, God made everything, and it was very, very good.
Good
Good
job.
job.
Josiah.
Very nice. All right, so that is the most important part of our story today. Yellow is our color because it shows that God made everything perfect and we got to hang out with God all the time, and it was just the way that God wanted it to be. Next week, we're going to have a different story and we're going to have another color, and I'm going to put links for activities that you guys can do and other videos you guys can watch at home. So you guys can keep the story going all week long if you want. And if you guys want, we're gonna make a book with pictures that we draw every week using our colors. So if you guys want to get started on that, this week's color is yellow, and you can draw a picture of all the awesome stuff that God made, but only use the yellow colors. Can you do that? Can you draw a picture of all the awesome stuff that God made using only yellow?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It doesn't mean only lemons and apples. You can draw trees and you can draw people.
Or
Okay?
clouds.
But we're gonna use the color yellow, okay? And then keep it somewhere safe so that you can use it in your book. And you can show it to us next week when we have story time again. Does that sound good?
Okay. So before we go, we have a little prayer that we want to say together, okay? So I'm going to read it, and then you guys can repeat after me, all right? So it starts off, God made the sun.
Made
The sun.
You made the moon.
You made the moon.
You made the lands,
You made the land.
both far and near.
Far
And near.
I sing your name
I sing your name
with thanks and praise.
with thanks and praise.
And know
I know
that you will always hear.
that you will always hear.
Amen.
Amen.
Good job, guys.
guys.
It was so much fun having story time with you guys today.
Thank you guys. That was great. Was that fun? Yeah.
Are you guys going to come back for story time next week?
We'll be here.
Yeah.
All right.
We can't wait to see your pictures. Your pictures are going to be awesome.
Yes. All right, Jordan, are you going to bring Lexi and Jordan next week to story time?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
called me Jordan.
What?
You called me Jordan.
He's Micah.
Did I not say Micah?
Jordan.
I said, are you going to
said
bring
Jordan.
I thought I said, are you going to bring Lexi and Jordan next week? Did I not say that?
You said
No,
you
you
said
said-
Jordan.
you said
Are
Jordan.
you going to bring Lexi and Jordan? And that doesn't
I'm
make
sorry, Micah. I know you're Micah. I've known you since before I went to Loft. Okay. Micah, are you going to bring Lexi and Jordan next week?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, actually, they're not gonna be here.
Okay.
They're leaving tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Bummer.
Okay. Well, it was so great to have all of you guys this week. I hope you like the videos and the songs that I'm going to post for you guys. And you can watch this story again anytime you want this week because we're going to put it online so everyone can watch it. Okay?
Thanks so much, you guys. This was great.
Yeah. Have a great week.
You too. See you next time.
Guys.
Bye, guys.